Manns were on holiday with a group of friends. In the evenings, they all ate together and took it in turns to make half-hourly checks on each other's children. Two of the group, Matthew Oldfield and Jane Tanner, both crucial witnesses, have returned to help Dave Edgar with the reconstructions. It's believed that Madeleine was taken shortly after her father's check at 9 o'clock. In the 45 minutes that followed, there were two significant sightings of a man carrying a young girl. The first was by Jane Tanner. She was looking in on her sick daughter when she saw Jerry returning from his check. He was talking to a friend, Jez Wilkins, at the side of the road. However, Jane and Jerry remember the scene differently.
See, I think you were about here. And I think you were standing like that, and Jez was there with his pram pointing down that way. Because I think if you'd have been looking at me, because I would have said something, because I would have said about, because Kate had been moaning that you'd been gone a long time watching the football.
I'm almost certain that when I came out, I came over and he was here, and I was like that. That's my memory of it, is like Jez is 6'3" or something and looking up, and then turning in when I finished. That's my memory of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, they just...
I mean, like I said, that there are inconsistencies, you know, in every major investigation.
Okay, that's fine.
Obviously, the most important thing is what you saw, Jane. It's not where Jerry and Jez were actually stood, because they didn't obstruct your view of the man you saw.
I was walking up here to do the check, and probably as I got to, it's hard to know exactly where, but probably about here, I saw the man walk across the road there carrying the child. So yeah, I just got up and walked out of the tapas bar, past Jerry talking to Jez. That's when I saw somebody walk across the top of the road carrying a child. And I think I did think, oh, there's obviously somebody taking their child home to bed, but they didn't look like a standard tourist. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? It just looks so much like somebody abducting a little girl when you look at it, and I think it just looks so obvious when you know, but just look at it and you think, why the hell didn't you think there is somebody abducting a child? But it's not even a thought that somebody's going to go into an apartment and take a child out. You know, you're probably the one person that could have actually stopped it, and you think, oh, what if? It's that what if, and you can take those what ifs to ad infinitum, really.
I tell you what, if you stand here...
At 9:30, half an hour after Jerry's check, it was Matthew Oldfield's turn to look in on all the children. He went into the McCann's apartment, but didn't go into the bedroom, and so didn't see if Madeleine was missing.
Pretty much from the approach down here, you could see straight into the room, so you could see the cots as you were walking in. So it never really felt like there was any real need to sort of go all the way into the room. You could see both cots and you could see into them from there. I sort of ummed and ahed about the angle and things. All I just know is that I had an unimpeded view, and it was just dead quiet, and just thought, why I didn't take those extra couple of steps in.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying this earlier, that at no point other than that night did I go stick my head in. That was the only time, because the door was like that for me, and I knew I'd left it.
And it's more that, you know, I felt like you'd done enough, you'd been, you'd seen, it was quiet.
And part of the reason we ended up coming through the back was the noise coming through the front door. You just thought you don't want to disturb them. It's stupid now, but...
It is possible that Jane Tanner is not the only person who saw Madeleine being carried away by the abductor. 40 minutes after Jane's sighting, and half a mile away from the McCann's apartment, a family also saw a man carrying a young girl away from the town. Later, the witness thought that this might have been Gerry McCann, but this was investigated and ruled out by the Portuguese police.
A man was seen here carrying a child just before 10 p.m. on the night Madeleine was abducted. When the man saw the family, he appeared furtive and veered off to one side and carried on walking. But obviously anyone carrying a child at night, it's really important. We need to find out who this person was.
I was with my family. We'd been out for the night and we were walking up this street when I saw a man and he was carrying a child. I thought they were father and daughter, so I wasn't so suspicious. The girl was about 4. She looked like my granddaughter, blonde hair, pale white skin, typically British. The man didn't look like a tourist. I can't explain why. It was probably from his clothes.
Someone knows the information, and someone knows who took Madeleine, and someone knows where she is. Let's get moving. Let's get the phone ringing.